Okay, I think we're live. Let me wait a bit to confirm we're okay. One. Alright, we seem to be good, so I am going to begin. I don't have that many viewers yet, but it's fine. I also want to keep this as an archive. So, hello everyone and welcome to a new stream. It has been a while. This is the first time that I'm streaming something from my computer, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I use a computer to stream obviously, but I've always streamed from my console actually. There's a proper game that's running on a computer, so that's what I mean. Today we are in Tribe 9, so I uploaded a video about Tribe 9 in the past, but for those who don't know, Tribe 9 is this action RPG, I guess you could call it like that, maybe. But it also has a deep story. It was partly made by Kodaka from Danganronpa, as you know, even though actually I came to learn relatively recently that he didn't actually was that involved, but it almost doesn't look like it because a lot of the story of the game really has his touch, and it has his art style and his music. I mean, I know Kodaka doesn't do everything of that, but the people that work with him, I guess. Anyway, unfortunately, yeah, and it saddens me greatly, we already got hit with an end of service announcement for this game, so it is a gacha live service game, and unfortunately it didn't really sell all that much. I will make a video about Tribe 9 more in detail, but I will wait a few months because there's some things that I'm still not sure how they're gonna handle now that they announced the end of service. It's gonna be until November, so still a while, but while that I don't know. So again, I do want to enjoy it while we have it. I do like it, and I still have a few objectives that I want to achieve in the game, so even though we have like an end date already planned, I still will continue to play. So one of the things about it specifically that I want to touch on today's stream is some lore. So what I just clicked, this is the tension cards. This is, or pretty much are, the equipment in the game. So you can see here, this is a card, and they have some effects in here, so this will affect how the battles go. Basically every card has some activation condition, which is in the tension system in the game, which is you know, it triggers while you fight and while you accumulate points in a bar. And every card, depending on their activation, will give you an effect. So for example, you will get critical rate when you are above 1, and when you have an effect, you'll get more. I'm not here to detail about the actual effects of the cards, but each card does has its own story. So for example, this one. What I want to do today is go over the lore that is found within all these cards. Well, I think I have almost every minor card in the game. There's a lot. Most of them are like 3-star rarity, like this one. These ones are 1-star, so this one dropped the most common. Most of these come from the gacha, but there are a few like this one. This one's an enemy, so if you defeat enemies in the overworld, the chance is low, but you will sometimes get tension cards based on them, and you can, like, they have effects too. So I have a few that I have leveled up, pretty much the ones that I use, and then we also have some other ones, everything that I don't use, so it's all level 1. How many do I truly have? Let's see. So I can convert some. Whenever you get dupes, you can convert them, so you get some materials here, but that doesn't really matter. So I have 90 different ones. Now I'm giving myself like 2 hours today. I don't know if I can go through all of these cards, but maybe. Let's actually go by rarity, because I think that's a little bit easier. So the first ones are the ones that I have currently equipped, so I guess we could go for those ones. So Again, we only care about the lore, so I want to see about it. So this is Full Party. I guess I will mention that they have a name, so the name of this one is Full Party, but when you go into the story, it's a little bit different. So it says we can't go anywhere if the three of us are together. Childhood dreams, time we spent together, and the passion we shared for XP. It's kind of like the card. And then we have the lore here, so let's go over that. We also have the artwork. Oh, here's how you can see it in full resolution. I actually got the thumbnail from a Google Drive that had all of the assets on the game, but I guess I could have gotten it from here. Not okay. So yeah, let's just go over to them. I'm gonna give myself 2 hours, but I don't know if I can go through all 90. But we'll see. So childhood dreams. I will also get my commentary or thoughts about some of them. Some of them I mean it's lore, so they will hold like heavy stuff that I may not know yet about the world and all of that. And again, I am pretty invested into everything that this game is. So yeah. So what makes precious memories so precious? Is it because you were with someone special on a day? Is it because you went to a special place that you wouldn't normally go to? Or is it because of some special event that made you excited? No, I'm sure it's something else. Because that day was just a normal, ordinary day. Finally, it's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow is the day we've all been waiting for. Tomorrow is the day that store at the station front holds the buy 3 get 1 free premium padding campaign. We were on our way home after practicing XP together in Meguro City. The two guys walking ahead of me were talking so seriously, I squeezed myself in between them from behind as hard as I could. Wait, you dummy, that's not it! Huh? What's not it? Was it cream puffs instead of puddings? You know, you're way too carefree sometimes. Tsuki, tomorrow is the day we're playing an official XP game. Ah, that's right, sorry, I've only got puddings on my mind. Come on, some say dumplings over flowers, but you're on a different level. I know, let's win tomorrow. Memory of the three of us on a perfect day. I wonder why. I remember every detail of that day. I remember Sui totally confused and how you reacted when I realized I had been joking. Besides, even if we bought 3 puddings and got 1 free, there'd be 1 left over since it were only 3 of us. Wait, we got 3 puddings and 1 free. So, huh? All 4 for me? Seriously? That one wasn't a joke. Like how Sui and I got you back from 24 City. I believe that one day we will make up for the lost time. Yeah, that one day. Yeah, about that. Okay, so this one is narrated from Tsuki's point of view. You know, I was reading some theories that apparently maybe Sui or rather Tsuki was never real. I don't know, there's some crazy theories going out there, and again, I guess that's also why I'm reading into the lore of all the cards, to like really get a feel of everything there is. And also, like, it's just the one that I own. There are a lot of like other 2-star and 3-star cards that I just don't have because they're from the gacha and I don't have them. But at the very least I want to read the ones that I have. Okay, so that's this one. Again, I'll do the ones that I have equipped right now and then we'll go from there. Didn't I wanted to sort in my rarity. No. There we go, that's better. So, I mean, these ones are 1-star and then 2-star, but we'll go from here and then we get to the common enemy ones. Even then, like, some of these have lore, probably pertaining for the characters that they are related to. Like, we have had most of these since release. Like, these ones, they belong to the Akiba brothers, pretty much, which is the ones from Toucher 3. But like this Rose, for instance, or where is it? I missed it. There's one that's a host card. It says Hikaru. I'm not seeing it. Why am I not seeing it? So that's like a host. Dude, where is it actually? I don't see it. Looking for... oh, here it is. So it was data mined that the next city was Shinjuku. And there was a card there by the name of Hikaru that was going to be playable. Probably not gonna get that. You know, the sad part is that they just halted all updates. They're not even releasing the one character that was already playable via guest system in the game. They're not even releasing him. That's so sad. Anyway, Strike Zone. So I think this might be Tsuki related. Let's read this one. Alright, get ready for the upcoming pitches. Iroha starter. A glove that can launch missiles fits perfectly on the hand of a lively girl. Hero starter. Battles will be inevitably after we enter 24 City. Pick something you like. I guess this is before they were storming to save Yo. Kasuga led Letsuki and Sui to the warehouse. Looking at the wide array of XP gear and weapons, Suki and Sui faced each other and feeling puzzled. They were still not able to fully accept the fact that they were about to take part in the upcoming battle. You can go home anytime, you know? Just shut up. Triggered by Kazuki's words, Sui took the first step and started looking for a suitable weapon. Tsuki patted her cheeks and made up her mind. For the sake of rescuing Yo, she must have been brave and picked a weapon to fight for her friend. She looked around and her gaze locked onto a white XP glove. This is a modified glove. Should be something familiar to an XP player, eh? Tsuki put the glove on. Though it was modified to a weapon, she could still feel a sense of familiarity. Memories started to emerge. The first time she played XP, the promise they made, and all those important moments. Tsuki raised her head, looking determined. We do have more powerful weapons, but it seems like you have already made your pick. I don't want to forget about XP, no matter what. Right on. Sui, holding an XP bat in hand, returned after having a tour deep into the warehouse. Realizing that they were thinking about the same thing, both of them burst out into laughter. By the way, the glove can fire missiles. Seriously? Night before the battle. So see, this is what I'm saying. This is really interesting. These events happened before the prologue of the game, when I guess they were getting ready to go into 24 City. So, again, really interesting to see. Ferocity, I'm pretty sure this is Yo's bat. We'll take back with our hounds. Lion Drive. The XP bat of a boy who is raring to fight. Best companion of breaking a way through obstacles. So yeah, this is why I was saying that every one of these common ones, it's related to a character. So this is Yo's bat. I mean, the effect of this is a revival, but whatever. And Line Drive is the name of one of his moves. I'm still uncertain about my true identity. I used to believe that I was destined to be the hero that could save the world. But on that fateful day, some unexpected visitors came barging in and told me that I am Yo Kuronaka, an XP player. The delusion faded away. The hero's sword I wielded was replaced by an XP bat. Everything was different, but even so I had a familiar and comfortable feeling when holding the bat in hand. I was certain we'd been through a lot together, even though I didn't have the memory to prove it. With the bat in hand, I feel like I can pave a way into the future. We are on a perilous journey, and there will definitely be many dangerous battles. After all, our opponent is a guy who had conquered Neo Tokyo single-handedly. He can't be defeated easily. But I have my allies, as well as my faithful companion right here. We will conquer any obstacle that stands in our way. We will continue pressing onward together. Joan his two peñas. Okay. So this is pretty much like Yo's state of mind. Okay. Give me 1 second, I just realized I usually get an email when I start streaming. I'm sure I am, but I just didn't get it this time. Oh, yeah, it just appeared. I didn't get notified on my phone, but it's there. Okay. So those ones were 1-star ones. Now let's go into the 2 stars that I have equipped. So this is Kazuki itself, Leading Wisdom. Those from Minato Tribe are just a bunch of dummies, aren't they? Kazuki Oyama. A chief strategist who never shows his true feelings. Why does he think of his former comrades? Extreme Baseball, XP. Why did you join the Minato Tribe, Mr. Kazuki? Kazuki held his tongue when Tsuki unexpectedly asked him the question. Sorry for asking so suddenly, but I've always wondered why you joined such an amazing tribe. The Minato Tribe is now a bit of a legend. It was only natural that Tsuki, who did not know much about what happened back then, admired them. However, it was Kazuki's nature not to respond honestly to such admiration. Well, should I tell you? You leave me no choice. Here you go, Rainy Bun. Pudding flavor, so close. What? And how about strawberry? Or maybe natto flavor would have been better? I was just teasing you. There was nothing to hide. I'm not sure who's supposed to be talking there. I tried to adjust my voice to the character that's supposed to be speaking, but I don't really know here. It's a small price to pay if you can buy the trust of your allies with a simple story. That crossed Kazuki's mind as he began to talk about the old days, just as Tsuki wished. I had ulterior motives for joining Minato tribe. I was going to use them. At first he even thought of them as pawns, but the members of Minato tribe were so good-natured that despite knowing this, they called Kazuki their friend. They were a naive tribe that talked about ideals all the time, but they were straightforward and oddly reliable. And they, in the end, fought for Kazuki's cause as well and helped him accomplish his goal. It sounds like they were a good tribe. Were they? Well, they were a bunch of dummies, that's for sure. As he said this, Kazuki looked around at the fellow Trash Tribe members in the area. What was that for? Well, when I look at the members here, it doesn't look at all different from back then. Wait a minute. Tsuki, who was relaxed by Kazuki's rare but peaceful expression, suddenly realized something. Does that mean we're all dummies too? Well, who knows? Oh look, it has a cute holo effect. Okay, so this is Kazuki talking to Tsuki about Minato tribe. That's from the anime, in case you are not aware. The anime is a prequel to the game by like about 2 years. Though the world of the game is so changed, but it does set the precedent. That said, the anime is definitely only about baseball, whereas the game is more about different things. But yeah. Tearing Flash, this one is for Miu. My past is best for you if you don't know. Miu Yuju. The secret past that she is reluctant to share. What is her job that no one knows about? I think some stuff also leaked that was gonna be in chapter 4. I think it was gonna be revealed that they were like assassins or something. I'm not sure. Like when you see Miu and Jiu, who are both from the same tribe, I forget which one, they are reluctant about talking about their past for some reason. Miu. What did you used to do, Miu? Hyakuchi Taro asked the question during a casual conversation, but it made Miu frown. I don't feel like answering it. Most people don't like having their past pried into, and Miu's past was not something she would allow others to ask lightly about. I thought we were friends. Aren't friends supposed to open up their past to each other in order to deepen the trust? There are many people who pry rudely about others' pasts, and Miu had been offended by many such curious inquiries in the past. However, Hyakuchi Taro's question did not make her feel as uncomfortable as before. Well, you don't have to if you don't want to. I just wonder if the secret to your strength is because of your past. Perhaps it was because she was still a child. His curiosity was pure. That pure curiosity lowered Miu's guard a little. How old is Hyakuchi Taro supposed to be? Because his brother Hyakutaro is definitely way older. To be honest, I don't know what age they're supposed to be. I think they're not teenagers. They're supposed to be adults, most likely. At least some of them. But I don't know. I'll tell you a little. Miu recalled her former jobs. They were all unpleasant memories, but there was only one story that could cleverly discuss inherently. For example, I once went undercover as a staff member in a rather unusual store. I had to wear bunny ears and... bunny ears? I even had to wear a fake cat tail. A fake cat tail? I might have been even shot a heart-shaped beam at one point. Beam? Come on, what kind of job is that? It was a customer service job, but thanks to that, I gotten used to dealing with troublesome men. Anyone who tried to cross the line paid a price. What price are we talking about here? Do you want to hear more? It might be a little difficult for a boy like you, don't you think? No, I think I'm good for now. Perhaps intimidated by the unknown, Hyakuchi Taro didn't ask any more questions. Miu was too relieved and couldn't help but smile at the sight of Hyakuchi Taro flinking like a puppy. I guess it doesn't really tell us much, but it tells about her reluctantness of talking. I don't know if I said that right. Okay. Okay, so we are in order, so yeah, let's go over the other 3-star one. So, Professional Maid. This is the only one that I ended up pulling Like, it's a little bit annoying, the gacha, because we have characters and cards, and the character specific cards were in their own banner, and I had to go for pity for this one. I literally went all the way until the 80. That sucked. I mean, at least I got it. Like, they removed the banners, and like, that's why I'm saying I don't know what's gonna happen now. Like, if they're really just gonna leave the game for 6 months in the exact state that it is right now, or if they'll enable some stuff at the very least for people to have. Because if they don't release the banners again, that's gonna be really sad. Like, pledges will never be able to get either straight up or new copies of Tsuruko, Kazuki, and Hinagiku, which would be really sad. So I'm waiting for, like, when the month ends and all of that, when some stuff has to end, to see exactly what happens. I'm just curious. I think I've done 20 minutes, about 20 minutes, and we're only on the 5th card, so this is gonna take a while. But let's go. So this one is Professional Mate, Hinagiku's main card. My dear guest, I want you to taste Hina's homemade cooking, perfectly prepared for just you, yeah? Perfect mate. The ultimate, most perfected, lovely mate. She represents hospitality at its finest. Well, perfect, but okay. It's a little bit hollow, but it's not like the previous one. Perfect mate. While Hinagiku is widely recognized as a lovely mate, she wasn't as flawless as all along. Master? That's because there was one thing she struggled with. She couldn't clean, wash dishes, cook, and handle administrative tasks perfectly. Yet she couldn't fulfill the most basic requirements. No, she could do that, but yet she couldn't fulfill the most basic requirements. She couldn't bring herself to call customers Master. Oh. Had it been a simple case of shyness or embarrassment, it may have come across as endearing. But no, she clenched her fists, teeth grinding, face contorted with sheer determination, forcing the words out of her palpable stress. Naturally, this left every customer bewildered. And it wasn't just customers who were struggling. If she could just get past this hurdle, I know she'd shine. I feel terrible for both the owner and the guests. Well, she's the owner. Even the cafe owner who had hired Hinagiku was jealous. Oh, okay, maybe at the beginning. You're a pretty serious person, huh? I have to take this seriously, otherwise it would be disrespectful to the guests. Hinagiku lowered her gaze. She had a master, one that she could never forget. During her shifts, however, the guest was supposed to be her master. Wasn't calling someone else by the title a betrayal of her true master? This inner conflict had ensnared her, holding her back. Come to think of it, didn't you say you're good at acting? During her interview, she had listed acting as one of her skills, along with household chores. While the owner had taken it as a different sense, as a ninja, Hinagiku was well versed in playing different roles. Working at a cafe is the same thing, but if I treat it like acting, wouldn't that be insincere for the guests? Actors on stage aren't any less serious just because they're playing a role, are they? Ah! Something clicked into Hinagiku's mind. Episode 9 of Servant Knight Season 2. The devoted mate's true master was actually the Anime King? Huh? But the thing is, she never let anyone find out, because maintaining the illusion of loyalty was her true mission. Hina? I've been so silly. No matter who I call master, I will always only have one true master. Ignoring the stunned owner, Hinagiku continued to mumble to herself, deep in thought. To play the perfect cafe mate, I need to embody the cuteness of guests that gets its effect. I can't be subtle. I got to fully embrace it. And the way I speak, it's far too formal for this setting. In fact, maybe I should take it to the next level. A few days later. My dear guest, Hina made this rice omelette just for you. Say nya. Tearfully sweet eyes, a charming voice, and a perfect sense of hospitality, Hinagiku had fully transformed into the ultimate mate for a maid cafe. The owner, deeply satisfied, nodded approvingly. By the end of the day, the cafe's name had been officially changed to Hina Cafe. Oh, I thought she was the owner. Huh. So I guess this shows that she actually struggled because Ojiro was her master, right? So she couldn't really help, but she eventually just avoided it. Interesting. And again, especially this part, she's just like an employee and it was changed to her. Because the story makes it seem like it's her cafe. So, interesting. Anyway, next, Corner Store or Supremacy. So this is from the Battle Pass. You only get it if you buy it. I bought it to support the game, but the next week they announced the EOS. God damn it, man! I will fight alongside my new comrades in Chiyoda tribe. You have Ojiro, Shinosuke, and Hinagiku, and Sais. They robbed us of these two. It's so sad, man. Chiyoda reunion. Resolute in battle and united in purpose, they stand together as one. After completing his late night patrol, Ichinosuke Akiba returned to the Akiba Manor. As he entered, he noticed a light still on in the living room. Sliding open the door, he found Hinagiku sitting there, completely absorbed in needlework. So where yourself out did you stay too late? Brother... He was already dead of the night, and even for a well-trained ninja, exhaustion would creep in without proper rest. You've been working on something for days now. Don't push yourself too hard. Even if he remains mum on the issue, I'm sure Saizo is worried too. Wait, who is the one who entered? Ichinosuke, sorry, I was reading it wrong. That's worried too, but I just can't sleep. Hinagiku clenched her fists tightly, eyes lowered. Ever since Chiyoda Castle fell, there's been no sign of Master Ojiro. I can't stop thinking about it. Even so, you need to rest when you can. And what about you, brother? You were out searching for him too, weren't you? Ichinosuke fell silent. She was right on the mark. Hinagiku adjusted the fabric in her hands and continued sewing. If I simply stay awake, my mind fills with nothing but awful thoughts. So instead I focus on this. That way when Master Ojiro returns, he'll have something wait for him. The fabric was a fine black cloth, perfectly balanced in an elasticity texture. She had chosen the highest quality material she knew, because when her master returned, it would mark the new beginning. As members of the Akiba Ninja Legion, they would stand by his side once more. This time, I will fight by his side to the very end, and to prove that resolve, I need to take action. A moment of silence passed between them. The only sound left in the room was the soft rust on the fabric. Then, Ichinosuke finally spoke. Do you need anything? What's that, brother? You're not the only one who wishes to stand with him when he returns. If there's anything I can do, I'll help. Thank you. No need for thanks. We will have this read by the time our lord returns. Oh, ready, sorry. With new renewed determination, the two needled in unison. Somehow, the uneasy feeling that had been waiting on them just moments ago had faded away. That said, I shall be Lord Ojiro's battery. What? I'm obviously the catcher. I even made a custom glove for this very purpose. Receiving Lord Ojiro's speeches requires more than just strength. It demands absolute rope. No one possesses a stronger soul than I do. Brother, you're outfield material at best. Now fully energized, the two bickered back and forth, until the half-open sliding door suddenly slapped fully open with force. Both of you, pipe down! Do you have any idea what time it is? Sitting there in pajamas, looking completely exasperated, was Saizo. After an intense tongue slashing, the two reluctantly retreated to bed. So it's like a heart-to-heart between Hinagiku and Ichinosuke, which is interesting because the card itself is Ojiro and it comes with a battle pass. My guess is that they were making the revenue outfit, maybe. That would make sense. After all, it's like similar, but not quite the same as his anime outfit. By the way, I don't think they're in the anime, so they probably weren't conceived back then. Or if they were, they just didn't put them in the anime. Okay. This is Shun Kamiya's card. I think I did read this one and all the way back, but we'll see. Let's also have some fun today. XB sentiments. The life of the man who had become a legend will have a tremendous impact on future generations. By the way, do you see how long the stories for the 3-star ones are? Like the 1 stars are like simple, then 2 stars are longer, and the 3 stars are pretty hefty. There's a lot of lore here. That man, Minato tribe, and all the people I played XP with have changed my life. These were the words of Haru Shirogane, a former member of Minato tribe. The one Haru referred to as that man was a legendary XP player. After meeting him, the life of the timid and bullied Haru had changed completely. XP was originally created to settle the incessant disputes between the tribes in various cities. But soon, many young people came to fall in love with the sport. He used to be known as the Destroyer. These were my words. These were the years of a young man. Manami Diamond was also a member of Minato Tribe. This legendary player, who had outstanding talent and potential, used to play extremely well in the XP games, as if to vent his frustration. The one who changed him was Saori Arisugawa, the current leader of Minato Tribe. The only thing you're destroying is yourself, don't you see? Her words stressed the futility of hurting others and the importance of caring for oneself and the others. It spurred a change of heart. The man learned to genuinely enjoy XP and had since stopped his rough plays. His fair and brilliant press style charmed many. At the same time, he also rose jealousy. I'm going to beat him and become the best player in the world. These were the words of Taiga, a former fisherman who belonged to Minato Tribe. Heh. I am feared by many as the Berserker Mita. These were the words of Santaro Mita, who also belonged to Minato Tribe. But both of these challengers were defeated. For many, defeating this player became a goal in life, and the goal turned into aspiration. But after the fierce XP battle with Chiyoda Tribe, who took the world by storm, the player died that night due to his aggravated chronic illness. Don't close your eyes, open them wide. These were the words he left behind. They resonated strongly with his perspective on XP. Always looking ahead, playing as his life depended on it, he had greatly influenced many to play XP with his burning passion. Let's also have some fun today. Even now, one can almost hear the words of the man who loved and enjoyed XP the most. So this is in a way a summary of the anime, not really, but a little bit. Of course it's Shun. Note that they don't really name him. I think in the entire game, his name only appears on the secret XP game against the former Minato Tribe. And it doesn't even appear from the beginning, like it gets recreated after. But they don't really mention Shun. Anyway, yeah, now we go into, this is a minibus, Endrone, its name is All Out, the card I guess, making the final judgment. What remains in the corner of the database, a past memory wishing to end, Endrone. So I mean, he's like an armor suit. A few months had passed since Neo Tokyo was taken over by Zero. In the blazing dusk, two masked men in white, members of an organization which would be later be known as 24 Tribe, stood shoulder to shoulder, starting at the surface. It's time to change shift. How long are you going to stand there? Looking down from 24 City, which is floating in the sky, the city of the surface glowed a beautiful amber. Brother, are we really going to make it in a place like this? Music again? We have food, a place to sleep. What else do you want? The older brother scoffed and gently sat him down to the sibling. Have you forgotten? It's more like hell down in the surface. I know. I'd rather work for Zero than kill my friends. It's Master, Zero. You'll never know who's listening. Ha! Always on point. You were just declaring to take him down not too long ago, you know? The moment I saw him, I knew it's impossible for anyone to beat him. The older brother, who hadn't been planning on bringing this up, answered truthfully. It's hopeless. No one will be able to be the hero and take that guy down. This is the end of Neo Tokyo. The words of defeat sounded like they were also meant for himself. If even brother has come to this conclusion, I guess we can only give up then. I'll be going back to security duties now. Yup, if people like us want to live longer, it's best to just be a nobody. The older brother watched his sibling walk away. He looked down at the city bathed in sunset for a while, and then stood up. I should get going. The older brother had actually been summoned to participate in the Enhancement Experiment, one of Zero's projects, earlier today. He was fully aware that his colleagues who were summoned to participate in the experiment never came back. However, he was not a young boy anymore, and he knew very well what would happen to him if he refused to go. After a few months, he received an order. The mission was to eliminate the intruders who had appeared in 24 City. Endrone. Launch position fixed. Path cleared. Systems all green. Endrone, attack. Following the AI voice flowing directly into his modified nervous system, he headed to the target location. Oh, what? A guard? He landed in front of the intruders. Deep in his eyes, the boy, who no longer had a consciousness of his own, remembered something. A city on the small surface bathed in sunset. He made a small prayer. I hope this damn world will come to an end one day. I hope a hero with an indomitable spirit heart can destroy me once and for all. Whoa, you're willing to tell me that there's a person inside that? That is crazy. I mean, I thought it was a robot. Wow. The one they reference here is the one in the prologue. You still do fight it in the finished game, but things he was so hard in the beta. He was so hard. That was one of the points that people were saying, like, they made him too easy in the final release. I guess that's another point. Like, this game was hard in some parts, and I think that's fine. And it's fine that it aims to have a high skill ceiling. But that filtered like the average just gacha players. Unfortunately, like, again, this game's biggest mistake was being a gacha because it has so much potential and it has so much untaped possibilities for it. But because it was a gacha, not only did it filter people, but it shot itself in the foot. It's so sad. Again, I'll definitely be making a more concise video talking about all of this, but I'll wait a bit. I don't want to make it after it ends or when it's going to end, because I would still want people to be able to enjoy what there is of the game before, you know, it ends. So I definitely want to recommend it. Like, even though we know that it's probably not gonna continue, and I'm hopeful for the future, maybe that someone will pick it up or finish the story, but we'll see. Anyway, Full Bloom Cherry Blossom. So this is from the newest city boss. Weirdly enough, this one is not baked into the chapter story. It's kind of like just there and you can fight him. But the first two cities, the boss of that city, the main boss, actually is part of the story. So that one was kind of weird, but okay. His name is Rakusakai. Creek Glurp. I do want to see like what exactly it is. A lone cherry blossom tree gleaming in gold. Its true nature must be known. Oh, well, thank you. One day, two botanists sat across from each other, locked in an intense debate. They were discussing the cause of the massive blackout that had recently swept across near Chiyoda City. Your hypothesis is utterly absurd. Step back and think about it. The elderly botanist stroked his beard in frustration. It was a habit of his, one that surfaced when he was confronted with an unpleasant theory. His opponent, a middle-aged scientist with glasses, remained unfazed. There's a study that suggests something fascinating. It states that trees communicate with each other through faint electrical signs. Yes, I read that paper years ago, but what connection does it have to the large-scale power outage? Sweat formed in the middle-aged scientist's forehead. It was a wild theory, no doubt there, but the data in his hand supported it. He slammed his data onto the table. This was his trump card. On the day of the blackout, there was an intense electrical surge detected underground. Underground? Yes, that surge interfered with the city's power grid. And when I traced the source of that surge, yes, let's hear it. There was only a single tree. The elderly botanist fell silent. It was as if the weight of decades of research, everything he had believed in, was crumbling before his eyes. A single tree was capable of producing such immense energy? Impossible! Clinging to his long-held beliefs, he could only mutter, "Then it's not a plant, but something else." And at that moment, a presence loomed over them. "My dear masters, pardon the wait, Nya." Oh, okay, so it's Hina. "My dear masters, pardon the wait, Nya. Here's your special Hina Cafe seasoned squid platter, perfectly cooked just for you." The two scientists immediately sat up straight. The middle-aged scientist took his important research notes into his favorite tote bag, covered in hundreds of collector pins. Oh, hello Hunter. Thank you for joining. Let me give you a brief summary. So it is a gacha, yes, but this is more of a game than a gacha game. The combat is in like an action RPG style, but the game will give you 3 characters at the beginning. If you just want to clear the story, you can completely do it with them. The other characters are not really necessary, though some of them are really fun to use. And the main thing about the game, for me personally, is the story. That's also why I'm making this stream here. So if you play Danganronpa, or well, mainly Danganronpa, that's Kodaka's series, or Raincoat. If you're familiar with Kodaka, his writing style, it's really in this game. Even though he didn't really do much of the story, he did the scenario. The game is fun to play. Like, I like it. I'm not even into this type of games at all, but I went into it mainly for the story and enjoyed it for the rest. It's gonna end on service on November, but well, I mean, I definitely recommend you at least try it. Like, it's free, so you lose nothing. See how it is. And well, for now it looks like we won't get new characters or banners, so you could go all out in the regular banner. You can get most of the guns. I'm gonna stop here for a second and just show that, since I got this comment. I'm only missing 2 characters. Let me show you actually here. Here when we have the character archive. Here. So the only ones that I don't have are these 2, Geo and Q. I have every other one. So in the regular rotation you can get these 1, 2, 3 and 4 3-star characters. The other ones are 2-stars, so they're relatively easier to get. And they all control differently, so you can have many different ways that you can battle. My personal favorite is Kotanda. I mean, he's kind of like a really easy character, but I just really liked him when I first got the chance to try him in the story, and later I actually pulled him. So he's my favorite character. But you know, there's a bunch of them and they have different playstyles, so I definitely do recommend to at least try out the game. Again, it's gonna end of service, they already announced it, but it's in 6 months, so there's plenty of time. Like, I've been even seeing in this Steam discussion forums these past few days, because that was announced last week, that, oh, should I play it, can I even get all the achievements, and yes, you can, and you have enough time. Again, it's just a shame that they're gonna close it down, because this game really, and this world has so much potential. So even if it can't continue in this game, I wish that, or I hope that they continue the IP, because it's just sad. It's just sad. Anyway, I hope that I help you. You can leave me another comment if you want. I will continue the cards then. So we were in the middle of this one. Here, so they set up straight. They were in the cafe. The middle-aged scientist tucked his important research notes into his favorite tote bag, coloring pins. Let's pick this back up after we enjoy this meal. Agreed. It seems we both got a little too heated. The elderly scientist then casually removed his jacket, revealing a limited edition t-shirt featuring a stunning anime girl underneath. Then he declared, "Difficult conversations can wait until after we enjoy our food, yeah?" You kidding me? The scientists are otaku. Okay, so funny enough, it doesn't really tell us anything about the tree itself. It's kind of weird. Let me go to it right now, actually, because we can change the background music a little bit. So he's here. You do have to kind of go here in the story, but unlike the previous 2 cities where you had to fight the boss in there, this one's just here. So it's a tree. I'm not gonna fight it right now, but he's here. You can challenge him and get materials, blah blah. This card, even though I'm not talking about the effects, it's actually kind of good, because it like drops petals, and that can increase your crit rate. And people were saying that if you are in a long fight, and they added some like really tanky enemies on the last update that they had, they're mainly like, it looks to be like the final battle objective on the game, at least for the time being, if this is really all we get, because the fights can be hard and long. So this one is really good because it benefits when you're gonna be spending a lot of time in the fight. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Well, we're reaching an hour and I've only read 10. We had 90. Maybe when we get to the 2-star ones it will be less, but I don't know. I mean, maybe if I don't do too much progress, maybe I'll just do another stream, possibly next week. This one called Bombard. You know, I I was gonna do this maybe earlier, like to do it, but the only reason I'm doing it today is because I've been playing the 100 line. And I got to the first credits yesterday. Insanely crazy game, by the way, and I don't think I'm even halfway done through it. So I think after reaching that point of the first credits, because there's many credits, I thought it was like I could at least interrupt for 2 hours and do this because I wanted to. So that's why I'm here. Anyway, back to Tribe 9. Destroyer activated, executing command, initiating annihilation. This is another middle boss. Unmanned combat aircraft controlled by AI, loaded with unlimited weapons and ammunition. Wow. Destroyer. 2 years ago, a container truck streamed past on the highway somewhere in New Tokyo, in the middle of the night. That went well. Easy peasy. These were the Deeps who had just finished looting and were returning to the base. Tonight, the Otori family secret warehouse was chosen as their target. The back of the container truck was loaded with a large amount of dangerous loot. The disappearance of Ojiro Otori had caused the collapse of the Otori's family reign. Then, amidst the chaos of the sudden collapse of the regime, a half-fact and a half-fiction rumor began to circulate. The Otori family's treasure were hidden somewhere in New Tokyo. People who dreamed of becoming rich overnight risked their lives and went to a frantic search all over New Tokyo. The Deeps who struck tonight were among the lot. They scoured the area for intel regarding the Otori family and finally managed to locate the secret storage. To make sure that no one else beat them to it, they quickly gathered their gang and retrieved the items hidden underground in the huge warehouse of the Otori family. Yet, the contents inside weren't quite what they suspected. I never thought that the Otori family had so many weapons hidden. I wonder if they were used before the XP was implemented. XP law, I would say. I heard that things were pretty rough back then. The warehouse was loaded with weapons such as firearms or combat drones. They were disappointed at first because they were expecting to see treasures beyond their imagination, but they soon changed their mind. With all these weapons, maybe it's possible for them to rule New Tokyo after all. The idea came with the discovery of a huge AI-controlled unmanned combat aircraft. I'm glad they still keep it up. Thanks to this, there's no limits to our dream. You bet. As long as we have it, we can show the snob who kept talking about the tribe or XP what we're made of. Tribe or XP. The Otori family is gone. I bet that XP won't last for long either. This era of boring sports is gonna end soon. As malicious laughter echoed through the truck, the container truck lurched with a deafening noise. Just as they were starting to panic, the violent shaking of the truck continued, and the truck, which had lost control, crashed into the highway guardrail. What the hell is going on? When the family crawled out of the flattened driver's seat, the first thing they saw was a red eye shining eerily on the street in the dark. That thing had opened a large hole from the inside of the container and soared into the sky with a black smoke trailing behind it. Given that their ambitions were crushed, yet soon afterwards, they didn't find out what they had anticipated becoming a reality in a distorted form. Okay, so looks like this was from the Otoris, and then it went berserk when it was taken. Now, funny enough that they mentioned about people going nuts for the Otori family treasure, this is a side quest. Chain even, I think there's 2 in chapter 3. But Destroyer appears in 2, so you could have gotten this one before. Interesting. Alright, there's other mini... Okay, let's read the mini bosses first and then we'll go to the characters, because it's more fitting that way. So this is Death Penalty. This is mini boss as well. Destroy. A judge robot that was once indispensable in XP. Now he's part of the Cyber Tribe. So this one was the judge robots that literally were the referees in the XP games. They were automated, so they kept the things fair. Though in the anime, in the episode against Ora Tribe, they jammed them, so Ora can just do whatever they want. And they cheat in the game. Anyway, Death Penalty. Bunch of binary that I don't know what it says. Why do I? It used to be an it used to be an XP referee. It deterred players who had too much power and was in charge of making it a fair game. With the power of referees, order was maintained on the baseball field. But that was a long time ago. What it's doing now is far from refereeing. Forbidden, movement between cities is forbidden. The humans on the ground came into this site. They were attacked for trying to move to another city. The ones who attacked them was no other than itself. If anyone tries to come and go between cities without a permission, I will beat them up. I will not tolerate anyone, no matter who they are. I think I do a good robot voice. It wondered how many days had passed since it was told the order had. I'm sorry. It wondered how many days had passed since it was told the order had its data modified. Since it was told the order had its data modified. I don't know if this is properly written. It's just weird to me. But I think it's saying it didn't know how much time had passed since it realized that it had been modified. It couldn't remember anymore. Its eye camera once again caught sight of the fallen people. One of them looked familiar. It was a player who used to play so well that even a machine like itself could not help but feel excited. He had scored a run in an impossible situation. The hands that had once thrown these wonderful passes and high-fived his teammates were now in tatters. They would never be able to play XP again. Foul. This is a foul play. He detected the rule violation and attempted to respond. The violator was itself. I'm sorry, humans. Refusing to record what happened, it played back all video data that had remained in its memory bank. There, it saw humans engaged in serious XP match. XP, humans, alive, again. Suddenly, a metallic sound like a scream echoed. It shot the mounted weapon into itself over and over again. Had to incapacitate the rule breaker. It poured all his energy into fulfilling its final task. But program error requires repair. It was not allowed to behave the same as before, as it had to act according to the orders written by Zero, to simply slaughter humans. I don't want to. Someone destroy me. Destroy me. Oh, poor robot. He doesn't want to do it, but it's been reprogrammed. That's sad. Wonder what it says here in binary. Maybe another day I'll find out, because I don't want to do it right now. Anyway, let's go with the shark now. So these ones are Shark and Braid Diver. These ones are the main bosses from chapter 1 and chapter 2. Just like how this one is. And these other ones were mini bosses. I'm missing the tentacles. I don't have those. They are for chapter 3. So let's read about the shark. Swim, eat. Once a performing robot, star of the facilities. Now it has remembered the sense of blood. Shark, or S-H-A-R-K. I don't know if it means anything, or that they said it. Maybe it says here, I don't know. Two women visited the Aquamarine Park, which had been shut down for quite some time. The deserted facility had been in a state in which the main switch wasn't turned on. Not a single ray of light could seem to pass through. On the constant constant demands of their junior, who had been feeling down, the senior employee had no other choice but to accompany her there. No one would be so out of their mind to want to come to this deserted site. The senior employee thought it should be alright if it helps her partner out, but all her partner did was just stare out blankly at the empty water tank, her expression ever so gloomy. If I had known this would be our destination, I would have refused to ride from the start. You know that is where the man-eating shark is rumored to lurk in, don't you? Really? Heard that was originally designed for shows, but after this place became abandoned, somebody snuck in corpses and hid them in the animatronic shark mouth. Okay, that's FNAF. That's FNAF. That's terrible. But then, all of a sudden, the robot and the bodies just disappeared. Nobody knew when it happened, but every now and then, someone could see blood stains. Not too far away, they'd also see sharks, swoosh, Contrary to the lifeless responses, her junior suddenly shouted. The senior employee, frightened by the sudden exclamation, remembered her right away. Please practice of self-control even if you're just pranking me. I'm sorry, I just wanted to frighten you. Hehehe. What a weird story, right? So creepy. Hehehe. Are you alright? Okay, I knew that was great. You know, my boyfriend was beheaded. We're just about to hold our wedding. I can't take it anymore. Can you die with me? What are you talking about? I'm not doing so great either. Many of my subordinates have passed on. And me? I'm working very hard to stay alive too. I can't just give up my life for you. Please, you have to stay strong and keep it together. You're so mean. Come on, let's head back. We must do our best to survive tomorrow too. The senior employee took the lead, and with huge steps, she advanced towards the exit. She was certain that her junior was following close by. But she was wrong. The sobbing that should have been behind her had suddenly stopped. It was as if she was sucked into a vacuum of silence. You're right? Can you hear me? The lady of the duo turned around her. Her junior was nowhere to be found. Instead, a splatter of blood was steadily fanning out in a radial pattern. Ooh. So I guess the shark became sentient and evil. Something, I don't know. Alright, and then we have Ray Diver. Hang in there, Diver. Don't lose, Diver. The holy sword of the heroic knight outslays evil that stands against justice. So this was supposed to be like an actual anime hero or something like that, or manga. But then they made a real version. A heroic knight stood quietly on the Odaiba Plaza. As usual, the hero of justice, Ray Diver, was watching over everyone from top. When the anime Heroic Knight Ray Diver was aired, it was said that almost every child in the city had watched it and the viewership exceeded 40%. When the life-size statue, which was over 20 meters tall, was completed, not only children, but also many adults gathered to admire its heroic figure. Spectacular shows featuring the hero were put on every few hours, and with the smoke on the air and the dazzling lights, it looked almost real. Its imposing demeanor also made people think that it would come alive anytime, completely capturing the visual touch's attention. It was so popular that there were even rumors that it could actually move, but it was deliberately kept from doing so. The shows were suspended after Zero's invasion, and the heroic knight became a statue that stood quietly in its place. As time passed, people who visited the place no longer paid attention to the statue that could only stand still. After what felt like it forever, the power of the Ray Diver was finally restored. The giant statue trembled, then slowly, as if showing its repressed emotions, let out a sound roar. But the smoke and dazzling lights that once filled the sky were no longer seen. Go, Diver! Don't give up, Diver! Defeating evil and show them the pride of Heroic Knight. As the lyrics echoed, the Heroic Knight started waving its sword, unaware that it had been led to pursue a wrong cause. At that moment, the knight's eyes did radiate into a burst of light. So I guess, yeah, it came under Zero's control. But it was just a statue. Anyway. Yeah, so now we have, before we finish the 2-star ones, we have the character ones. I don't know if this is all of them. This is 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean, it's definitely not all of them. But these are the ones that I own. So let's see. Should be some things about them. So this is a Yoskar. I'm never giving up. Not until I have reclaimed everything. The leader of Trash Tribe marches on with his companions. The leader of Trash Tribe? I don't really think he is a leader. What I wouldn't consider. Did they ever say that? It is true that Zero was playing with him and he was the one that had to win, but you know, everyone else in Trash Tribe is helping. And Kazuki is more like the hero, the protagonist really. At least for me personally. Carrying over from the anime, you know. Anyway. Yokronak. There are certain occasions where the remnants of my lost memories would come back to me. Memories of being an XP player. Memories of my childhood friends. Memories of battling with Zero to protect Meguro City. And pieces of memories about our dream. Despite all the efforts to thread everything together, the images still appear so distant. I couldn't tell between reality and hallucination. I became doubtful of everything around me. And the feeling of insecurity, the fear of my world turning upside down, and collapsing again, like on that fateful day in 24 City. That said, yo, don't worry, I'm here. If you can't stand strong, who's going to lead these monkeys? Let's do this together. Onward, for Miu. I'll lend a hand, I trust you. What are you afraid of? Let's go. I'll do my best too. Allow me to provide my aid. The warrior has to be salvaged, I suppose. Oh, this is going to be so exciting. This is also my job. I will stick to the task. I am not alone. Though it seemed a little disorganized with everything here having such unique personalities. They are all people whom I can trust wholeheartedly. With them by my side, I feel unlimited energy flowing through me. I will not fall, no matter what stands before us. And I will reclaim everything. Well, unless it's end of service, because at that point we're screwed. I guess this is a statement from like everyone in Trash Stripe. Though I can't really put my finger on every single one, some of them are rather generic. Anyway, so that's Joe's card. Enoki. Boom, boom, boom! This is so much fun! The mysterious girl who is always hungry. She might actually have a hidden talent. Enoki Yukigaya. Suddenly, Todoroki heard a joyful humming. Looking in the direction of the sound, he saw Enoki happily fiddling with something. You're in too good of a mood. Did something happen? Ah, Todoroki! Ta-da! Look at this! Enoki had held up a crushed iron plate from wherever she had brought it. Todoroki had a terrible speculation. Could this woman be so hungry that she'd finally resorted to eating metal? Are you planning to eat that? Something wrong with your head? I can't eat this. Right. Forget what I asked. After watching the girl eat anything and everything on a daily basis, began to affect his thinking to a primitive way. After watching the girl eat anything and everything on a daily basis, began to affect... okay, I think this may not be properly, like, on a daily basis. It began to affect his thinking in a primitive way. I mean, I could... I don't know if it's just me, but I think this specific sentence, it's like in like it began to affect. After watching the girl eat anything and everything on a daily basis, began to affect his thinking. I don't know, I feel like it's missing a connector word in the sentence for it to make sense. But I can understand it, of course. Okay. Todoroki regretted asking. I'm going to make a machine with this. What should I make? A jamming machine? A griddle? Or... Enoki and Saiko's mechanical weapons were all made from scraps by Enoki. Even Todoroki had secret admiration for Enoki's skill. Where did you learn those skills? There was a guy in Ota who would fix broken machines for food, so I tried to copy him. Okay, that was Enoki. You're totally self-taught? Enoki must be a genius. Todoroki could smell money. Hey, why not make some money out of it? I'll be willing to invest in you. Eh? Sounds like a pain in the butt. If you have my money, you can eat as much as you want. Money is such a hassle. Why don't you just get the food directly? Oh, I know. I'll make a machine to gather food. Enoki showed no interest at all and started to concentrate on tinkering with the machine again. It would be a shame to give up on such a talent. Todoroki continued to observe her unusual skills while thinking of his next plan. Yeah, so I think Enoki and maybe some other member are the ones who make all the stuff for Oda, at least. Yeah, okay. Next is Koishi. I want to protect others as well. A diligent medical student who is determined to save even more lives. Okay, I guess just check now. I think we hit the hour now, so we want to go 1 more hour. I think we can. We'll get to the 3 and 2 stars, and we'll see how deep into the 1 stars we get. Anyway, Koichi Hinata. Miu tenses all of a sudden. She has sensed someone else's presence in the warehouse that was supposed to be empty. Sarah's minions? Or just the people who are after herself and Gio? Again, evidence of them being chased. Before heading to 24 City, it's best to eliminate all uncertain factors. She sneaked silently toward the shelves where someone seemed to be hiding in the shadows. But the discovery was not what she had initially expected. Koichi was sitting there, hugging his knees, dispirited. What's wrong? Huh? Unable to leave him in this state, Mio speaks up. Koichi, startled by the voice, throws a step back, but when he realizes that the person approaching is Mio, he heaves a sigh of relief. Please don't scare me like that, Miss Mio. That's my line. What are you doing here? Promise me you won't laugh, okay? Koichi blurts out his world sheepishly. I just measured my height and I have become shorter. I thought I would have been grown a little bit taller after playing XP. Mio wasn't ready for the sudden confession. The worries of a teenager is a topic she's familiar with. So he's a teenager? She struggles to find the right words, and Koichi lets out a huge sigh again. Ever since I was little, I have always been protected. When can I finally grow up? I think you're fine the way you are. And there are certain things which you are only capable of. Now, stand up. Yes? Koichi follows Mio's instruction. He is slightly slouched, shrinking, insecurely out of subconscious. Stand up straight. Don't touch your back. Like this? Straighter. There's nothing to be afraid of. But I think you have to be more confident in yourself. Saving a life is more difficult than taking one away, especially at times like this. And yet you are determined to go down this path. You should be proud of yourself. Koichi clenches his fists. Slowly and comprehensively, he takes Mio's words. And when he raises his head once more, the smile on his face is brimming with confidence. Thank you, Miss Mio. I will do my best. In Mio's eyes, that boy is shining brighter than ever. So maybe he has some complex. This is also before they stormed 24 City, so... Little bit of an extra facet to Koichi's character. Now we have Saigo. Strength is the key to survival. A buff mind who survived the harsh environment of Ota. He's always training. Roku Saigo. Koichi was stunned by the sight in front of him. Saigo was doing push-ups with a 3-seated sofa on his back. Wow. If you're determined enough, you'll be able to train no matter where or when. That's weightlifting for you. In the makeshift base within the hotel, Koichi and Saigo were arranged in the same room. Upon entering the room, Saigo wasted no time and started to do some weight training. Saigo didn't seem to be picky with his training equipment. To him, anything with sufficient weight could be used to train. Sofas, washing machine, fridge, anything. Why do you train so hard? Koichi picked his words carefully. He had always been interested in Saigo since his physique and personality were very different from Koichi himself. Mental strength lies in physical toughness. Only by constantly pushing oneself to the limits will they be entitled to survive till the end. Saigo replied with his coarse voice. Entitled to survive. The words showed that Saigo must have experienced unbelievably difficult circumstances. Koichi recalled that Saigo was from Ota. Though he hadn't been there personally, he had heard that the conditions there were really harsh. Having survived such a cruel environment may be the reason why Saigo's strong will to live is on a different level than Koichi and the others. In order to stay alive in this tough world, one must get stronger. And an unwavering life force is thus born. While Koichi was pondering, Saigo continued his drill silently. Alright, that's 483. After I reach 500, it'll be time for squats. Saigo's tone was as calm as usual, and his sight landed on the bed within the room. It was a 3/4 bed. He couldn't possibly be thinking about using that as weight for his squats, could he? The thought alone was enough to make the weak Koichi dizzy. Saigo turned to his final push-ups to prepare for his next drill. 495, 496, 497. The heavy breathing, the downpour of the sweat, together with the bulging muscles. Upon such a sight, Koichi thought to himself, I don't think Saigo would never need a doctor. He's really strong. So strong that earlier people were just literally tanking damage and letting the CPU kill the Fractal Vice bosses. I don't think it works anymore because now they have like really strong attacks that just leave you in a really vulnerable state. But yeah. Okay, next we have Eiji Todoroki, also known as Byakuya Togami 2. I mean, he literally just looks like him. How much does it actually take to buy a friend? The man who obtained everything through money. He declares to buy a friendship. Eiji Todoroki. During a short respite, the low-class people were busy doing their own thing. Amongst them, Iroha and Senba caught my attention. They look really close. Tell me, how much did you spend to become such close friends? Huh? Both of them looked dumbfounded. Did they not hear what he just said? Or what I just said? I guess this is in first person for Todoroki. I was asking them how much you spent. 1 million? Or perhaps 10 million? If I must say, probably 100 kani? Mitsuki was using this pudding to win over my heart. 100? 100? Ha ha ha! The moment I heard the price and amount I could make in the blink of an eye, I couldn't help but laugh out. You know, according to the dictionary, a friend is someone. I think this is someone else. A friend is someone who can be trusted, and it's of equivalent status. I spent 100 million, and what I got in return was either betrayal or flattering servants. You said you only spent a few hundred kani? I didn't know Mr. Todoroki could tell jokes. What? You cannot buy friends, no matter how rich you are. I cannot buy friends? Does this girl even know what she's talking about? We were just joking back there. It was a rogue, right, Mitsuki? Yep, we became friends naturally. Huh? You just chose someone naturally? Is free friendship even reliable? Yep, friends that aren't connected with money are the real deal. We're all friends here. Same goes for you, Mr. Todoroki. We never hold any ill intention towards you. The thought of you maybe buy me a pudding has never crossed my mind. You were joking about the pudding part, right, Mitsuki? This is unacceptable. It doesn't cost anything to make friends. Ridiculous. If you have money, you can get your hands on anything. That's why people love money. Any association that lacks financial transactions doesn't have credibility. There's nothing in this world that can't be bought with money. Be it millions, trillions. I'll ramp up my assets to become a zillionaire if I have to, and I'll buy myself the most suitable friend. Yeah, I love with that. Todoroki didn't really get an arc, unfortunately. Like, he's in the anime, but like he's super greedy and it's only in one episode. And I guess we didn't really get to him in here. I originally thought that chapter 4 was gonna be Setagaya tribe, which is where him is from, which is like a rich district. Because the preview image that we got at the end of chapter 3 kinda looked like a luxurious hotel. But apparently it was gonna be Shinjuku. Which makes more sense in the map because it's close. But I just thought they would go to Setagaya, which is all the way. I mean, they could do it. So yeah, to me, Todoroki is kind of like the most annoying character, because he's like just rich, and that's his entire personality. But people, even within Trash Tribe, they don't like him that much. So he really needed a story, to make him more likable, but I don't think he was able to get one. Yep, Tsuki. Snacks are the source of energy. I'm going full troller today. Spunky girl who loves sweets. Fight with precious memories in her heart. Tsuki Iroha. What's wrong, Tsuki? Did something happen to Mr. Yo? Ah, Tsuruko. Tsuki sat on the entrance of the Shinagawa Princess Hotel with a somewhat uneasy look on her face. When Tsuruko called out to her, Tsuki hastily put on a cheerful expression. No, Yo is still sound asleep. Hey, I was just thinking about what to have for a snack today. Your snack? What should I have? Flan is good, but so is cake. Do you like cake, Tsuruko? At Bonkyo we only ate Japanese sweets. I haven't had much cake before. Really? Then let's have some together next time. Yes, by all means. I'm curious what kind of cake you like best, Mitsuki. Tsuki looked slightly gloomy as she thought about it. I don't know if it's the best, but I think my favorite is Sui's handmade chocolate. Mr. Sui's... Sue is good at making things. She used to make them for me and Joe when we were feeling down. That's unexpected. Ha! I know, of course. They're a bit crude compared to those made by professional chefs, you know? But... The smile that naturally came into her face from nostalgia cleared her gloomy expression. Both Joe and I loved Sue's cakes. Loved. Eating them cheered us up. That's wonderful. I'm sure you would wake up if you had one. The latter faded in, and there was a momentary pause in the conversation. Tsuruko tried to find the words to break the awkward silence, but before that, a loud voice echoed through the entrance. Let's eat. What? Let's go buy some cake. I can't stand after hearing that. But, you don't just sit and wait for someone you don't know when they'll wake up, or when they'll come back. In times like this, we eat what we want to cheer ourselves up. Yeah, you're right. Tsuki nodded and shook off the gloom. It's not time to be depressed. Okay, I'm going to eat a lot. So I think this is probably before Yo wakes up, right? Though remember that Tsuki had been revived at this point, so I don't know how they had reacted to it. I don't remember how much time passed, like how much time was during unconscious for. I think it was a few days. Okay. Anyway, the next one is Oi. Would you like to join our business? The calm, collected and capable secretary. She first met her boss on a wall. Minami Oi. Oi, walking alongside the streets of Shinagawa City, saw the towering Shinagawa Princess Hotel on her usual commuting route. The wall of the skyscraper was like a mirror, reflecting the cityscape of Shinagawa. That wall, how nostalgic. That wall holds special memories for Oi. Business people who wish to join Shinagawa tribe must participate in a special test called Business Survival Battle, 24 Hours of Hell. Wow. It is a tough challenge which tests both your ability as a business person and your qualifications as an XP player. One part of the test is to climb the wall of the Shinagawa Princess Hotel. The first person to reach the top wins the right to attend the final interview. Gotanda won with his overall performance, while Oi was first place in the wall climbing. Both of them passed the test with outstanding results and became business people. Back then, I never expected we would be working together. Oi's performance was already remarkable, but Gotanda surprised her by being even better. He completed documents faster than anyone else, made concise reports, and cleared out obstacles quickly and accurately. It was an honor for Oi to work with such a person. When working alongside him, his just right, not too perfect personality was very appealing. His great passion for business was also respectable. Most importantly, Gotanda helped untie the knot in Oi's heart. Thanks to Mr. Gotanda, I was able to remove the walls between myself and others. Since Oi was a child, she had never been good at smiling, therefore she was nicknamed Iron Mask. Those were dark times for the young girl, but after meeting Gotanda, she started to change for the sake of business, and remove the walls that she had built around herself. It was all because of the wall climbing test that led her to who she is today. My god, I'm sorry. When I returned to the office, I had to thank Mr. Gotanda again for his daily company. Making a promise to herself, Oi set off for home with light steps. Oh, so this is literally Oi lore from her past. I don't have a Gotanda's card, unfortunately. Literally my favorite character, and I don't have it. Sad. Because also, every card that's for characters, the effect that I give tends to benefit that character. Or to some degree, is a playstyle that adjusts to the way that that specific character works. So I don't have any of the, not even the 2-star or the 3-star Gotanda card, which technically could help him more powerful, or at least synergize with his playstyle, which is like holding down secondary button. Anyway, we have Mita now. Ask me anything, you can always rely on this reliable senior. A member of the Minato tribe. I've got to act like a seasoned senior as usual today. Santaro Mita. Oh, not again. Haru has been siding for a while now. When asked if he's in trouble, he just evades it and doesn't want to answer. Now it's making me feel a little gloomy too. Well, what am I going to do with you? I have a secret strategy for times like this. I pour a mug of freshly brewed coffee and offer it to him. Oh, he finally looks up. Eh? Mr. Mita? Well, just have a sip. This is not regular coffee. It's Antaro Mita's special blend. Oh no, what a waste. Besides, I'm not in the mood for anything right now. Oh, come on. It's not good enough to drink. Haru finally gives up and takes a sip of coffee. Nice. The juniors should listen to the seniors. Whoa, this tastes good. The gloom finally disappears from Haru's face. He made me go through all of that for trouble. This is my secret strategy. I go with the finest coffee will bring a smile to anyone's face. Yes, that guy used to be like this too. That's right. You worked hard to create this blend a long time ago. It's amazing. Did you make it all by yourself? I hesitated to answer when asked if I did it alone. I originally made this blend to meet his demanding request, but I don't have to tell the people that every single time. I'd start to remember other unnecessary things. Let's talk about something else. If you have a problem, you can talk to a senior. Good coffee isn't the only thing I got going for me. I'm going to show my true colors from now on. I'll show him how dependable a man looks like. What a dependable man looks like. Well, the coffee was so good, I forgot what I was thinking about. Okay, so this one is some of the past with Haru. Which Haru is not in the game either. I mean, his model was in it, but we didn't get him. Like, I really wanted to get all of the Minato tribe people. Anyway, we have Q. What is done cannot be undone. I have to keep moving forward. A quiet man burdened by the sins he committed in the past. Yet supported by unwavering friendship, he's not alone. Q. Q's speech pierced through the air and landed in Kazuki's hand. You've still got it. I can feel the strong force emanating from your pitch through my palm. Playing catch was not the original plan. Kazuki just happened to pass by Q when he was guessing at the XP ball he always carried by his side. There's a reason why he was starting at the ball, and Kazuki seemed to understand right off the bat. He went on and asked, "You don't know who to talk to, so you're talking to a ball instead. If you have nothing better to do, why don't we play catch?" He was right about Q being unable to find a suitable person to talk to. Q had always been struggling on whether it was okay for him to stay here. Looking back at his past, he had lost so many things, and hurt even more. Yet here he was. Not only did he survive the battle, he even had allies now. Is he worthy of all this? You used to love XP so much. It was nice to watch you enjoy the game with pure delight. I'm already not who I used to be. Q caught the ball as Kazuki threw back. The pass was gentle. He hardly felt the impact. Playing catch is kinda interesting. It doesn't matter how hard you throw, the ball will ultimately fly towards the direction you were aiming. It will neither go backwards nor stay put. What are you trying to say? Come on, it's your turn. Throwing the ball in a rush, the ball went off course. It seemed to have corresponded to Q's wavering thoughts. But Kazuki turned his body swiftly, reached out and caught the ball. Don't worry, I will always catch it. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You just need to keep going. Kazuki. Kazuki once told Q, "The sins you have committed will never disappear, which is why you must live on. You need to repay the world with double the justice, as a repentance to your past." Q remembered his most important mission. It was Kazuki's turn to throw the ball. Q readied himself. He has made up his mind that no matter what the future holds, he will face it head on. So here they were alluding a little bit to his true identity as Ojiro. Now it was easy to see because he was with Kazuki and also he had the same voice actor. You went and looked in the profiles, so you could have known that before. If you didn't watch the anime, you would have no idea, of course. But it is revealed at the beginning of chapter 3. So now we have Hyakuishi Taro. We're about to finish this row. Brother has told me what it's like to be a true man. Inspired by his older brother, he took on the path of becoming a delinquent with the realized true madness. Hyakuishi Taro sent you. I used to detest all those delinquents, including my own daughter. Oh. Adachi City was packed with them, their bikes laying all over the place. It really gets on my nerves when they can't park their bikes within the lines. They even used up the spaces reserved for four-wheel vehicles. And there was even a bicycle. I guess they are really skilled troublemakers for the people living here. That's... That day, I noticed a kid staring at the bikes at the parking lot. He looked as though his thoughts had already been contaminated by the full stench of society, and it didn't take me long enough to realize that he was planning to steal a bike. Stealing is bad, don't get me wrong, but he was about to steal from a delinquent anyway, so it wouldn't be a big of a deal, I suppose. However, the kid seemed to chicken out, and he shifted his gaze onto the only bicycle that was parked there. "Hey, you brat!" I rushed towards him and pinned him to the ground. "I just want to borrow it." As expected, he started making excuses, but that won't work with me. After all, who would trust what a delinquent has to say? Hold up a sec, Hyaku Shitaro. Brother suddenly appeared out of nowhere. It was then I realized that was my brother's bike. Yeah, like, didn't Hyakutaro not have a license or something? I don't remember. Was he the one with the bike? Brother's a delinquent too. Guess he might kick that kid's ass real hard. Who should I side with? But to my surprise, brother started listening carefully to what the kid had to say. "I see, so your brother was beaten up by some hooligans. Take this bicycle and hurry to the hospital then." I was overwhelmed by a sense of guilt. Did this not make me the bad guy here? Brother was different. He did the right thing, delinquent or not. Right then, it seemed that there was only one thing I should do. "Hey, get on the bicycle. There, Hyakuchitaro will get you to the hospital at light speed. Then I'll pay a visit to those cocky hooligans, Hyakuchitaro. I'll leave the rest to you." And ever since that day, I've aspired to become someone like my brother. A true man. Cool lore with him and Hyakutaro. I wanted Hyakutaro because I really liked his character in the anime. Another missed opportunity. Right, we have Tsuruko. There was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. But like 20% of them. 25% of them. I did a quarter. We can progress to the other ones, but we'll see. Okay, I do fancy the idea of living in a library. Really. Always enjoying every brain-sizzling moment. That's Tsuruko Senba for you. Tsuruko Senba. My throat's already dry from talking for an hour and a half straight. Let's have some water, okay. Koji noticed someone surrounded by towers of books, staring down at some thick reading materials. That person was none other than Tsuruko. "Ha! You seem to be very engrossed, Mr. Koji." "Ah, I'm sorry I startled you." "No, not at all. Sorry for not noticing you earlier." Tsuruko popped her head from behind the book, looking surprised. She was too focused on her book and was completely unaware of her surroundings. "You really love to read. Where did you get all these books from?" "Actually, I found a library nearby." Wow, I didn't know there was one here. I like to read books about medicine myself. Maybe I should go check it out. A library really is a great place. You can learn a lot there. Hearing someone praise a library, it's a spark lit up in Tsuruko's eyes. Exactly! It's the perfect spot for someone who's enthusiastic about learning. When I was young, I went to the library all the time. With the little allowance I had, I couldn't possibly afford all the books I wanted to read. Sometimes you get so engrossed you forget about the time when you were there. Right, I used to bring food and drinks inside and stayed over for a few days in a row. Stayed over? A few days? You know, you just need to hide when they're closing. Ah, sorry, please pretend you didn't hear that. I do regret doing those things and I certainly wouldn't do something like that again. Back then I wanted to finish all the books, but there simply wasn't enough time in a person's lifetime to do so. I didn't want to leave the library for even a single second. Oh, and by the way, I named the campaign Living in a Library. Don't you think it's pretty nice? Are you reflecting on their behavior, right? Of course I am. That said, Suruko diverted her gaze away from Koichi sheepishly. So now, yeah, we know she's a book freak and she's pretty knowledgeable because of that. Anyway, that's the 2-star ones and 3-star too. Finally got done. So everything down from here is either an accessory from characters, related to characters, or enemies. And there are like another 65 here. More or less. I did say I was gonna go 2 hours and I have about 30 minutes left remaining, so I'll try to read as much as possible. Since these ones are leveled, they appear first, so let's go through them. So this is an XP bat. I don't think it's particular to anyone really. This is just the generic XP bat. The XP bat that has, yeah, it says here, that has endured the modifications after modifications. Filled with its swirling emotions, in a swing, it will respond to you. Well, it's still long, okay. The Enigma entities emit a kind of energy that is extremely unstable, hardly applicable in any field. Enigma entities are the gacha currency. Another thing is that literally everything in this game has flavor text, even the items. So even the gacha currency has flavor text to it. A devoted scientist theorized that perhaps the ultimate goal lay not in stabilizing such energy, but rather in utilizing it to increase the efficiency of the production of stable energy. And the question lay in exactly what items could ably maximize the production of such energy and the possible benefits it could harvest. The scientists came up with all forms of test subjects, from household appliances to transportations, and all invited the same fate, being reduced to useless metallic waste. Yet, it was not even a step closer to the result the scientist was expecting so dearly. Gradually, the overly devoted scientist's family started to neglect them. The scientist sank deeper into the dilemma of being unstable to secure enough money for the next meal. Hopelessness began to devour them. Infested by anger, the scientist reached out to a bat that was equipped with a trial device and smashed towards the ground. In that instance, the bat, while humming a loud roar, smashed through the floor, leaving everything in a huge mess. The scientists wanted to recreate what just occurred, and started to make all sorts of deductions. Could it be that Enigma entities were some type of catalyst that could transform something into energy? Could that something actually use strong emotions as such passion? While ideas flashed across the scientist's mind, if their inference was right, modern science would not be applicable with the research. The scientists dreaded it would mean that all the hard work they had devoted was futile. Feeling demotivated, they gave up on the research and disappeared from Neo Tokyo without leaving a trace. And not long had passed when the authorities' investigation squad found the empty lot. Hibana research. I think I saw some theory recently that was referencing this. So let me actually go here really quickly. Where can I see the Enigma entities? Alright, so Enigma entities. An item increasingly necessary for Shinku, which is the gacha. Okay, can you shut up, Zero? Okay. Originally regarded as a substance that is impossible to manifest in Neo Tokyo. Discussions among scientists suggest that its appearance might be related to Zero. So they treat like this like an actual thing. And what that story was suggesting, oh hello, was that somehow the Enigma entities, I think what the theory that I was mentioning said, that I read, is that somehow the Enigma power or whatever could only be catalyzed with XP gear or something like that. I don't remember the full theory, but that was a takeaway that I wanted to live with that. Anyway, next is this one. So I think this is Gio's mask. He uses this when he battles. I don't have him, so but like there's one that's similar. This is Miu's. This is Gio's. I'll do anything to protect Miu. Yeah, so it's related to Gio. A mask that allows the wearer to manipulate dangerous poisons. Covers the true face of a bright gentleman. Toxic Amplifier. I'm sorry. Time for a nap. Following Gio's exploding kicks, the minions in white fell silent. I guess they mean 24 tribe members. After confirming that there are no more enemies around, Gio itches a little and takes off his mask. For a moment, Gio's eyes were stained red, but the hue soon faded and his eyes returned to the original color. Did you see that, Mew? This victory is for you! Let's just get going. Even in the enemy's stronghold of 24 City, Geo still acts like his usual self. He attacks to Mew whenever he has a chance, seizing every attempt to present himself, hoping to attract your attention. However, Mew, whom Geo has claimed to be the most important person in the world to him, continues to be indifferent to his actions. The others have grown used to this and are pretty much unfazed, but right at that moment, Geo notices a different kind of gaze. He turns around to check. It is Koichi, who has been staring at him weirdly. What's wrong? Are you starting to feel jealous of us? Well, Mr. Takinagawa, I think I saw your eyes turn red. Oh. The red glowing eyes are the proof of one who can control the power of the mask. Up until just now, his job has been to mercilessly eliminate anyone who tries to find out the secret. But that's not the case anymore. Protecting those whom Mew relates as companions has become his new responsibility. A gentleman is one who keeps many secrets. Geo presses his index finger against his lips and tactfully avoids the question. The secret of the mask. You know, since I don't have Geo, I don't know, but Mew controls light to attack, so I thought like the members of this tribe had something to do with like controlling light. I know his thing is like poison, however. No, next one. Maximization. So this one is Oi's little robot, which is done by GNO. Next generation autonomous drones are unbuilt. An autonomous drone similar to an excellent secretary provides its master with full support. Support command SO1. By the way, yeah, these ones are way shorter, as you can see. It's so cute. What's his name? You can call it Togoshi. Looking at Togoshi, Suki's voice speaks in excitement as the drone known as SO1 moves around. It can be operated with a wristband on Oi's arm, kind of like a remote control toy. Maintenance is all done, so feel free to try if you like. Sweet! Hey, let's shake hands! Suki holds out her right hand as if it were a pet. Oi uses the wristband and has SO1 extend his right hand, designed to protrude forward towards Suki. Hehehe, nice to meet you, Togoshi. While shaking hands, Suki pats SO1 on the head. SO1 was originally developed to be cold and unfeeling, but seeing that people might feel too detached, the design was tweaked a little. Judging by Suki's reaction, making this adjustment is the right call. I wanna see the fight. I can't imagine what it would be like. So he had yet to see SO1 fight. This next generation drone is equipped with all kinds of combat functions used for both offensive and defense. For example, the right hand Suki is holding can emit tremendous electromagnetic waves. Of course, there is no problem with safe interaction with humans, as if it's equipped with multiple layers of safe devices. Always dedication. Okay. And now we have... Oh... You know, it took me so long, I've just realized that this is from Ichinosuke. Huh. Okay. I was just trying to make him, because Ichinosuke, I mean, when we could use him, he's mainly used as a stealth DPS. His main thing is having other people be granted hegemony, or like this attention thing, which makes them interlock, the enemies interlock into them, so that Ichinosuke can hit them from behind. But okay, let's not skip this one. Weak point. This one is just the most common drone enemy. I think they're called Kana. Kanonikura, that's their name. Created, then modified. Then, once I'm on a roll in the games, now weapon that harms others. So was this using XP? Battle mode, unable to sustain. Take this! A man approached the drone from the back and delivered a huge swing with a bat in his hand. Upon taking a hit, the already damaged drone was unable to sustain its flight and plunged towards the ground. Sparks scattered from where the drone was. The drone crashed face first. Disrupted sounds of machinery repeated itself over and over again, sounding like a broken record. Picture Ball 1. Still operating? This blasted modified thing. Minato residents have been working closely together to take care of the illegally modified drones lately. The modified drones, losing their original purpose as pitching machines, now have new objectives, along with wide area patrols, They will assault any detected human beings. With the vigilante units out of order, the residents could only rely on themselves to solve the problem. Nobody recognizes these pitching drones anymore. People are now terrorized by the name Cannon Ikura. 8 cases of deaths and injuries were caused by just one drone? Whispers the male leader. Besides him, his assistant continues. This is a huge step forward. Indeed. Terminate it. Let's have some fun. The man musters all his hatred and delivers a fatal blow with a bat. Created by man, modified by man, and finally destroyed by man. From a report of some self-defense forces. Oh, so the drones were actually pitching machines, but they were modified. Okay. Surprise attack. So as I was saying, this is from Ichinosuke. This is the one he uses on his ult. I just realized now, it never actually clicked. I knew it was a frog, but he trains with me and we are like brothers. Toad the Kamaru, a giant who partnered with a ninja, a servant loyal to his master. So of course this has been obtainable since the beginning, but we didn't know about the Akiba brothers back then, so this must vaguely talk about them. Deep into the night, when the lights had gone out and hours remained until the rising sun showed, in the depths of an alley where no light could reach, emotions blacker than any darkness ruled fiercely. It's all your fault! Damn it! Go to hell! The people were lashing out mercilessly at a figure curled under the ground. A deep resentment, poured from anger and hatred, drove them to torture the person beneath relentlessly. No matter the cause for their actions, the violent sight was unbearable to watch. No one in the sleeping city could stop them, or so they thought. From the deeper parts of the alley, a huge shadow appeared from the darkness. The shadow raised its giant arm, and in a flash, Gwah! Both perpetrators flew out the alley and landed heavily on the empty streets. Finally, free from beating the person on the ground lifted his head. On top of the huge shadow stood a familiar figure. No need for words. Hurry and leap. The wounded person nodded quietly at this call in different order and left the spot. In the dead of night, the ninja moved swiftly in the shadows and muttered, "If these are caused by Master's doings, then it's my duty too." And do it at night. So this is Ichinosuke. And if these are caused by Ojiro's actions, then it's my duty to stop them. Of course, because after the Chiyoda battle, everything was crazy. They don't really mention the frog, but we know it's Ichinosuke. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I read 30 so far. I think I'm gonna read this one that I have leveled, and I'm gonna stop here for now because, yeah, I'm closing in on 2 hours almost. So I think what I'm gonna do is next time I'm gonna read the rest. These 1 stars are way shorter, so I can probably progress through them in time. Barging towards me even when you're so weak. Are you a monkey? Kazuki uses the calling someone a monkey a lot. The twin swords wielded by the sardonic strategists. Their appearance will change when combined together. So this is Kazuki's weapon. The Sly Serpent. Under the new governing rules, it was never safe again. Armed robbery was everywhere. For Kazuki and Q, their path of searching for allies was not an easy one to take. Kazuki! Q's voice brought Kazuki's attention to the approaching enemy, flanking from the side. The impact from the hammer was painfully heavy, but Kazuki stood firm without any signs of fear. He swiftly pieced his twin blades together, transforming it into a hilt, with blades protruding into both sides. Skillfully, he twisted and allowed a heavy blow to continue his trajectory. Then he split his long blade into 2 once again, while closing in onto the enemy. The enemy, unable to withstand the lightning fast slashes, collapsed eventually. That should do it. Kazuki heaved on a sigh of relief after defeating the last enemy. He looked down at the twin swords held in his hands and nodded in satisfaction. They're perfect, probably because they were originally gear. Is that so? How amazing, eh? The form is completely different. The twin swords that Kazuki wielded were modified from XP bats. Under the XP law, this kind of modification was definitely illegal. But the XP law has now been replaced by the new governing rules. The dream to play XP was with his US friends now seems so far away. However, you know, even if it's different from how it was before, it feels kind of nice to fight side by side with you. So we fight together. Some lore with Kazuki and Q. Okay, it's been almost 2 hours and I am really tired and my voice is really tired, so I think I'm gonna leave it here. I think I will do the exact same thing next week so I can finish this. I'm not planning to pull anytime soon, so I will likely have the exact same cards, and as I said, most of these are either regular ones that you get from gacha or enemies, and I don't know if I have every single enemy because I mean the rate is kind of low, so it's not like it's a given thing that I will have every single one, but I will read whatever is here. But yeah, I'll just do it later or another time because I am pretty tired. So I'm gonna leave it under here. Thank you so much for watching. We didn't get too many people on the stream, but that's fine. I also want to keep this as an archive later, so it will remain on the channel. I know there's some other efforts for compiling these things, and I'm not saying that me reading them out is not the best thing in the world, but if someone enjoys it, then I'm glad of that, and I hope you can find it entertaining. So yes, I will be leaving it to here. Thank you again so much for watching. Definitely give the game a try if you haven't, even though it's closing. It's fun. I definitely recommend at least trying it out before it closes. There's until November, but okay. So yeah, most likely I will be doing this next week as well. So hope to see you all there too. So don't forget, you're always welcome in my town. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.